Okay, so it's live. Here we go. Make sure everything's going smoothly. Okay, so this is a new show we're starting. This is Elijah.
Hi.
Kind of like in the same vein as Sardonicast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you kind of actually introduced me to.
Yeah. Sardonicast. It's like 3 YouTube creators: YourMovieSucks.org, Ralph the Movie Maker, and I Hate Everything.
Were they? I know I Hate Everything was kind of big.
Yeah,
already.
The only one I watch is YMS. I don't really watch the other two.
YMS is like I've seen his stuff recommended to me. I never got into him.
I really like them. They all kind of have this thing where like if they don't like a movie, they really shit on it. Like,
yeah,
they don't hold
really
back,
do.
dude. Yeah.
Fucking, I Hate Everything. That guy's like, he's pretty brutal.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, fucking The Amazing Bulk. I showed you. It's like, it's an entirely CGI movie with like all green screen.
Mm-hmm.
He like, or the cat movie. What was it called? Oh fuck! It's like an orange cat movie.
Garfield?
No, not Garfield. No, it's like I forget, but they really shit on that one too. It's the one where they got sued, I think.
Oh,
the creator was trying to sue them.
okay.
I forget all the context. But so we watched House, a Japanese movie made in like
1977.
1977, thank you. And Perfect Blue, which is like the 90s, 80s?
97.
97? Okay,
97.
90s.
Norby did House. I requested Perfect Blue.
Yeah, so this is a show where we recommend each other movies to watch.
Yeah. We'll try to get some guests on here too at some point.
Yeah.
See some people from UNLV Film. We both go to UNLV.
Yeah, that's where we met and
that's
stuff.
The connection.
But anyways, in the future we'll be watching a bunch. I mean, mostly I don't want to stay. I want to stay away from like Transformers. But you and I are already on the same page about that.
We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to? What do you want to talk about first? House or I guess House.
You want to do House first? Okay.
That's the first one
if you
I watched.
So, why'd you recommend it?
I recommend. Okay, so I saw a review, spoiler-free review, so I didn't know like anything.
Yeah,
about it.
Spoiler.
But this guy was like,
We're not gonna do spoilers.
Oh no, we're totally doing. I mean,
okay.
But like this review was spoiler-free.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, everybody should watch this movie. This movie's crazy. It's so cool. Watch it. It's like, okay, this dude's really sucking this movie's dick.
Yeah.
I think we should watch this movie. So that's why I recommended it. And it had an interesting movie poster, right?
With the cat.
Yeah.
The red.
It was like orange. Like
it's
orange,
like
red.
reddish orange.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little colorblind.
Are you really?
A little bit. Not too bad. The thing I like, it's interesting though. Like the cat's white, and then the poster's orange.
Yeah. I don't know why they chose. I mean, it
looks cool.
There wasn't a lot of like oranges in this movie. I guess in the beginning.
It's
okay, but yeah.
Spread out.
So the editing from the get go.
Wait. What'd you think it was gonna be like?
Okay. I knew it was gonna be pretty, like, nutty. I thought it would be a little bit more consistent with the tone, though. I thought it was, you know what I mean? Like the tone is like the guy said in their review, like the tone's all over the place. But I still thought like, oh, there's gonna be some consistency with it. I don't know why I thought that.
Critics, you can't always trust critics.
Yeah, you can't always trust them.
Some suck.
But like he was right. It's like the tone in this is like, it's pretty all over the place, right? I mean, like the beginning's very happy, and it's like it's so happy in a way. It's like it's very like almost like kid friendly in like the first like 20 minutes.
I agree.
It's like I could just tell like, oh, some shit's gonna go down. This is too happy.
It almost sets it up in like you know how melodramatic's over the top.
Yeah,
but it's like melodramatic for like a warm tone.
Yes,
if that makes sense. It's like you're really drawing in this like girl. She has her friends, and then her dad comes home. That scene, there's like some weird innuendo in this movie too. Like I think he picks her up and he just like holds her.
His daughter.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like in the first scene.
Yeah.
And it's just really, it really plays it up like I felt they were going over the top for like, okay, we're gonna start this off as like a really happy story.
Yes. Yeah. They really go for that tone.
Like I wasn't like fooled at all when like things start to get weird.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, I knew it was gonna go there, but it's like, I feel like for anybody watching it, like if you know this is like is it rated R? Probably.
I don't think so. Or there's the nudity.
Nudity, yeah.
It's not a hard R.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, yeah, going into it, it's like it's too happy. You know, I guess the first sign of conflict is like when the dad is like, "Here's your new mom," right? And she's like, "Wow, Dad, you're a traitor."
Yeah, yeah. It's like a little catalyst. It's like the
Yeah,
catalyst
it
of
is
the
a catalyst.
setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I would say like the catalyst is when they go to the aunt's house, kind of.
I think it's when she gets the letter.
The letter. Okay.
The letter.
Yeah.
The letter's like, yeah, of course, come over here, come to my haunted house.
But it's like the guy gets the wife, and then the girl's kind of like, I wanted my dad all to myself.
Yes.
And then she gets all sad, and she has to change her plans with her friends.
Yeah. It's kind of an interesting motivation.
It felt like it's like the closest thing I've seen to the way like logic works in a dream for a film.
You know what? That's actually a good way to look at it. That's actually
Yeah.
really, this is a very, that's a really good description. It's pretty much like it makes no sense in a way that like a dream makes no sense.
Yeah, but it makes sense
Yeah,
in the
but
way
it-
a dream doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So like the director, I think his name was like
I forget his name.
Nobuhiko.
It's probably
I'm sorry,
Like that.
Nobuhiko Aoyashi or something. I guess he was like a commercial director for a long time, right? And then someone wrote this script or whatever. Toho didn't like produce it for like 2 years or whatever. And he was like always right there. And eventually, I think they're just like, they let him do it, right?
Yeah.
And I guess he was like really asking his daughter for like the inspiration of some of the things. And because he said like the way like an adult's mind works is different than a kid's.
Of course, yeah.
Because a kid, like, it's like a dream in a way. Because like a kid can say something that like doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to them.
Right. Yeah.
Adults think of things in like a really basic manner. So he's like, what are some things that you think would be scary? And then she says the stuff like, the mattress is falling on me. my reflection attacking me.
Yeah.
And I think that's like that's like a good tone for this movie.
It's consistent. The tone is consistently like inconsistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it makes sense. Like I feel like it wouldn't be confusing for anyone, like with what they're going for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe if you really just like don't understand.
If you like, okay, don't show this movie to like your grandma
Yeah.
and say it's gonna be like a normal movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then they'll kind of be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, what? This is a waste of time.
The whole thing is just, it's edited really weird.
Yeah,
too.
all right, that's the question I want to
Yeah,
ask you.
okay, yeah.
From like the get-go, the editing is like, wow, it's like bonkers editing. It's like from the first like scene, it's
Mhm.
like, I love the beginning scenes, like the very like the opening images and stuff. It's pretty obvious that the editing is like crazy, but I love the way it was edited. It's like very,
all over the place.
it's like really anime. It's like really
Oh,
anime
okay.
style editing. It's like it's Japanese, right? So it's
Mhm.
like when I was watching, it's like a bunch of schoolgirls. It's like this is like an anime in real life, dude. But that's how the editing felt too. Like you see, like they use a lot of those techniques in like anime.
Yeah.
So it's like fuck. I'm trying to remember some of the techniques they use.
It's like really rapid cutting.
Rapid
like
cutting.
action. Like that scene where there's the kung fu girl.
yeah.
I don't remember which one exactly, but there's like super quick cuts.
Oh yeah.
It's like
yeah.
it's almost there's some animation in it too.
There
It's like
is,
she'll
yeah.
kick something and then there'll be like that pow comic book effect thing
Yeah,
on
yeah.
screen. A lot of stuff like that throughout. I think they even break the 180 rule a few times.
Oh, they had to.
I'm-
I'm sure they
I'm-
did.
I don't remember exactly when they did, but it just seems like something like that's so crazy. This movie would definitely try and go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's trying to confuse your senses in a way.
It was I wonder. Fuck, I wish I'm sure there's an interview on the filmmakers somewhere, but it would be interesting to see what the process was like if they knew what they were trying. I mean, obviously to an extent they knew it was gonna be like fucking crazy, but I wonder what the motivation behind it was. You know, like the reasoning.
I think so. Like I checked out the Criterion from the
Okay.
library.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch too much of the special features,
Mhm.
but I watched like 10 minutes of one of them. And basically Toho was trying to capitalize on like a Jaws type of thing.
What?
As-
Jaws?
Like that was like the inspiration to make something kind of like big and not like boring, kind of like a blockbuster in a way. That's the impression I got from like watching the special features.
I would never get that for like the motivation. That's interesting.
And I know they used some of like the biggest sets in Toho's like studio.
Oh, probably. It was a
Those
big
sets were
house.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You could tell they were sets, but like They were very artistic looking.
Yeah, like that one part of the house with the sliding wall or the sliding door and stuff. I was really impressed by that.
Which scene is that?
There's a few scenes with it, like the ending scene where the stepmom comes back to the house and she like opens the slide. Like
okay.
They use that set.
Oh
a
yeah,
few
it's like
times.
huge.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a
the
big
gate
hallway
kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The side of the house where she finds what's her friend, her friend's head.
Oh, that's my favorite scene.
That was that's probably my favorite scene too. That's probably one of the most well done scenes like in any movie. That's like a crazy scene.
The special effects are really over the top and kind of like cheesy.
Yeah.
But that scene like genuinely has good special effects where like the head is floating.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I really
like
that.
It was a creative idea too.
I remember the director said something like, the reason they put the watermelon in the well is because like, I guess his grandpa went through something, or his dad or whatever, where they didn't have a refrigerator, and to keep the watermelon cold, they'd put it down in the well. So that's why the watermelon's down there. Isn't that cool?
It's interesting. Yeah.
It's definitely like not an average thing. Like in a way, like I kind of saw that. I'm like, why the fuck are they putting a watermelon in the well? Like that's kind of stupid. But and her head's kind of got like that purple look to it.
Yeah, it was. God, that scene was for sure one of my favorite scenes. I think that was probably my favorite scene in the whole thing. That part was good. I liked the beginning for me was pretty. The first like 5 minutes is pretty strong. Before the stepmom is introduced, I didn't really care about the stepmom or the motivation. You know,
she was like a plot device.
Yeah, I didn't really care. But like the whole like first part where it's like they're in like the classroom and it opens up with like the colors are really weird and stuff, and it's like from the get-go it's like the editing in this is just like I have to like admire it. It's just
they really put like some effort into creating that tone through the editing.
There's a lot of like sunsets at the beginning too. It's like very nostalgic.
I really like that scene at the beginning where the dad comes home and he says he's like a composer and he says something like Leone likes me better than Morricone.
Oh yeah.
Did you catch that?
No, I didn't.
No, that it was funny, but they shoot that whole scene through like a mirror kind of. Do you remember that? Or not a mirror, like a window.
A window, yes.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was it's more interesting than like just doing it without the window.
Yeah, that was like a really interesting way to look at it. And it really like we said, it adds to that tone of just kind of like wonkiness. You know what I mean? Because it's like they could have just like they're moving the camera back and forth. And I bet the director's just like, let's find a way to make this interesting, you know?
Or even the sets in general, the way they decided to film it was very like even some of the parts that seemed like they were outside still seem like they're in a studio. Like when they go up to the watermelon guy, it's like, oh yeah, the house is that way, and there's a shot of him pointing towards the mountain, but it's like there's trees,
really
but it's a green screen. It's like that's very interesting looking.
It looks good though.
It looked good. Yeah, it looked. Yeah. It's still like it was weird, but it like I feel like you could use that technique in a normal movie. You know?
I feel they should. Like sometimes
it's interesting. It was really interesting.
It's really like an interesting way to look at how you can like deconstruct a film with like the locations.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like everything's like about realism, you know? But realism doesn't necessarily like garner the same emotion.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is kind of like a magical realism movie. And doing something like The Set, it just like it puts you in that world.
Yeah.
Even though you know it's contrived.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it feel more like a dream kind of.
Yeah, even like any parts where you see the sky, it seems like a painted background, you know. Like
it's like a matte painting or something.
Yeah, like all of it. Like I think there's one like a few genuinely outside scenes. And it's like when they get dropped off in the bus and I guess the flashback with like the aunt and the mom. Those seem like they were filmed outside.
Those were filmed in black and white too.
They were black and white,
yeah, the sets are really good. The technical stuff is like amazing.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
And it's like a genuine. I feel it's a comedy. It's not a horror.
Oh yeah,
film.
it's like this is like Japanese Evil Dead to me.
Yeah. Like I was not at any point like freaked out or anything.
Me neither. It wasn't that scary.
Maybe if you're like tripping on something pretty hard.
Yeah.
But like all of it was just like, okay, this is like goofy horror movie type of thing.
Yeah.
What did you genuinely like? How much did you like it? Like after watching it or while watching it?
I feel like I wouldn't watch it again sober or by myself.
I kind of had the same thing.
Yeah, it's not something I would watch, because it's like, it's not really about plot or like symbolism or messages or anything like that. It's really just like you said, it's like a weird.
It's a weird painting.
It's like it's trying to be a blockbuster, but it's almost like. It's almost like. And this isn't me trying to shit on them. This is like my perspective on it. It's almost like you're trying to make a blockbuster, but you're like 4 years old, in a way.
That's what they're going for, though. Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with what you said. Where like I wouldn't watch it again sober.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I would. It was just like, it's a good experience to have. I think it'd be better in like a real movie theater.
Yeah, probably.
I would want to try it unsober one time.
Yeah, and with friends.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
friends
definitely
too.
with friends. It's not really like, it's not something that's like internal. It's
No.
not, like you said, it's not emotional.
No.
It's something where you're kind of like watching it with your friends and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why'd they come up with, why'd they choose to do that?
Yeah, it's like a good like film night movie.
Yeah,
night movie.
yeah. Like, even, I think you could like show this movie to people who don't really like movies, like the way we do, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, and they'd still be like, that was weird. That was cool. I kind of liked it, you know? But it's like a one-time experience almost.
Yeah, it's I can watch it again by myself.
No, I don't think I could too. I would say it is very repetitive. Once they get to the house.
Yeah, that's one thing that was kind of annoying after a while. Like at first I really liked the music, but they use like the same song maybe like 7 times, 8 times.
Is it that piano one?
It's the piano one. There's like 2 different versions. There's like 2 different songs they use like 7 different times.
I do like the piano one.
The piano
like
one, it was good. It was a good song, but they just used it so much.
I like that scene where the girl's playing it on the piano.
Which there's a few different piano scenes.
It's like before she says something like her finger got bitten by the piano.
Oh, the first one, yeah. It's the
And
first piano scene.
she's just playing it on the piano, and like, that's a really like smart, just cool like audio visual technique.
Yeah.
I read something where it's like the director was having a hard time like telling the actresses what he wanted out of them, and a lot of them were actually like amateurs. And what he did instead was they made the music before the movie, I guess, and he played the soundtrack on set, and it kind of got what he wanted from it. He got what he wanted out of them, basically, through that.
That's an interesting way to direct, for sure.
I mean, it's probably nice he had the soundtrack already made.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie was like a big thing in Japan. Do I need to get closer when I talk?
I mean, I prefer that you're as close as possible.
You don't want it to like not.
Yeah, but you're still audible. You're still pretty audible.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
There was like a whole manga made on this before.
That would make sense. They make so many fucking movies on manga. Like
oh yeah,
like,
it's a big thing.
Like Ichi the Killer, like that was a manga.
Okay, I think even Perfect Blue.
Perfect. I don't know.
It was a
about Perfect
novel
Blue.
actually.
Was
I
it
think
a
it was a novel. Yeah.
Oh, what else about House?
But
dude, I think my favorite death is for sure the piano.
The piano is cool. It's fucking just weird.
It's the weirdest scene, I think. That was one of the weirdest scenes, in the scene where Kung Fu dies.
Is
That
that
scene was weird,
like
too.
near the clock thing?
It's like where she, like, her head goes through the lamp, and she's like in the
okay.
afterlife, and she sees all of her
Okay.
dead friends, and her head's like floating and shit.
There is something about the movie that makes it kind of hard to like remember certain parts, I think, because it's like edited really rapidly,
Yeah.
and a lot of the scenes are just like it feels recycled sometimes.
A little bit.
Do you know what I
It's-
mean?
Yeah, that's very like it's very like Japanese in a way.
You think so?
It feels like a very Japanese movie. Like
I agree there.
yeah, it feels. I mean, not just because like the language, just like the way, like the dialogue, right? Like I've seen a few like anime that's like has a similar feel. It's like not as
Really?
crazy, but it's like
Okay.
they're like it's like when they make stuff that's weird, it's like it has this vibe, it has this
Okay.
feeling, it has a very similar feeling to this movie.
The names of the characters too.
That was an interesting choice. Yes.
Gorgeous, fantasy,
Yeah,
kung
so-
fu.
All the names of the girls in this movie, their names are like corresponding to their personality, right? And it's like
Yeah.
that's I think they kind of admit that those are the nicknames of the girls too.
It's like a cliche on like the whole like there's the pretty girl.
Yeah.
Then there's the like girl who's good at solving problems, like the
Yeah,
professor.
high IQ.
Yeah. Then there's like the girl who like beats everyone up.
The kung fu.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite girl?
That was one thing too. I got them mixed up.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Like
Some of them, some of them looked kind of similar, but then by the end, you could like tell. Oh, I can tell who's.
To me, I like attribute it to like that thing I was saying about it being repetitive.
Mhm.
It's like at some point I just realized like, okay, all these girls are gonna have something weird happen to them.
Yeah.
And there wasn't, although their names are like supposed to represent like what their character was like, there really wasn't anything about their characters that was super attributable to like what they were like. The kung fu girl, yeah, like
she did the most.
she does like the like kickboxing type of thing.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, like there really wasn't anything that I saw from their characters that, like the professor girl, did she really do anything that was like big problem solving related?
Not really.
I don't remember.
I think she did like one fucking thing that was she saw when they were in the room with the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mom comes out in the wedding dress, and she looks in the mirror and she sees that she's not in the mirror. That was like the smartest thing I think I saw her do in that movie.
Was that like right before the reflection attacks the girl?
It was around there. It was somewhere around there. But no, it was. I mean, yeah, the characters are in house.
They're not characters though.
They're more like stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
yeah.
At the beginning, it's hard to tell the difference between them all because it's like all of them. They're just like schoolgirls, and like I didn't even know what their names were. It's like they were saying gorgeous, like oh they're just calling her gorgeous, and then like after the catalyst, right? They were going through the forest and shit, and it's like and they introduce everybody. It's like oh shit,
that's
like an actual
name.
That's her actual
Yeah.
name. Like her name is Kung Fu. Her name is what was the name of the fat one? The one
Sham or something.
Sham, yeah.
No,
it was some really. It was a weird name.
It was like this Japanese word for like fat kind of.
Yeah. So
they were like making fun of like how much she can eat.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. And then you can tell the difference between them as the movie goes on more because like some of them are dying, right? And then you get used to seeing their face, like.
I know at the beginning, like they're all kind of talking over each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons they kind of like they blend into the same.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like I thought the most interesting character was the dude in the car. I almost wish the movie was about him in a way, but then it would be a totally different movie.
He's like the one they like. Some of the girls think he's like hot or something.
Yeah, he's the dude who's like, oh, he's gonna come rescue us.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes and he gets turned into bananas.
It's like a false victory. That's fucking weird though. Like, just that idea. Like, let's make the guy that's supposed to save him turns into fucking.
Yeah, he turned into bananas, bro. It was a weird, definitely a weird movie, dude.
Definitely something like you can enjoy under the influence. I would say.
Oh, for sure.
It's almost made for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a definitive like drug movie.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. Definitely. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything important.
I was gonna say I appreciated watching the movie for the weird techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one scene where they're in the forest and the green screen started to talk about. And then that shot where they show him pointing towards the thing. I was like, that's very like it's an insert of him pointing like right towards the mountain, the mansion, whatever. Like that's a very it's very stylized, but it's really interesting. Like that could work.
I definitely appreciate the technical stuff more than like the storytelling.
Yeah,
but it's not really a storytelling movie.
No.
Like I'm surprised the script doesn't seem like it was.
Fuck, I would not want to read the script.
Oh no, that would be fucking awful, dude.
Terrible.
What was I gonna say about?
We got 3 viewers currently.
Oh really?
We're talking about House right now. For any of you guys who don't know.
Hello.
So
I was gonna say this movie must have been a pain in the ass to make, dude.
Yeah, in like every regard.
Every aspect.
Yeah.
Like it's only like I don't even think it's 90 minutes, and there's like so much fucking production design. It like so much went into the production.
Yeah.
There's like so many. There's a lot of shots.
I mean, they for sure had a lot of footage.
Oh,
they
yeah.
They had
Oh,
way
yeah.
more than 90 minutes. They probably had like a fuck ton of footage, and they just edited it. Like they just really edited the fuck out of it.
There's a lot of like quick shots, like with the kung fu girl.
Yeah, that would
Like-
have been a pain
like-
in the ass to film.
Like, say there's like a minute of her like kicking shit. How many fucking shots are there?
There
Like
was
probably
maybe-
like 60, or no, okay, like it's almost like there's like more than a frame per second kind of.
Yeah, I think that's very anime. It's like very
yeah.
Japanese. But I think every time there's like a part where she kicks something, like when the chandelier, whatever the thing falls from the ceiling, that was very abrupt. Like that was jarring. I was not expecting that at all.
No, yeah.
And then like
no.
the sudden music change and everything, whatever. But that was maybe like 10 shots in like under 3 seconds. You know, it was like it was insane.
yeah. Like you gotta set up the camera each time.
Yeah,
Get the
dude,
lighting right
fuck.
for it. Then
Fuck
like say
that.
the fucking chandelier doesn't fall right. You gotta
Yeah.
refilm it. Like, oh, that'd have to be such a pain in the ass. I wish I saw how long it took him to film it. Like just genuinely like from the start, day one of production to
It would be interesting to see
product.
it. Yeah, I would like to watch it as well.
I'd just like to know like how long it took them, like how many months. Watch them
Yeah.
like they filmed it in like 3 weeks.
I'd be
No way.
That's some
No
like
way.
professional level shit. That is like it's insane.
I don't think that's possible.
No, I mean they even at the end when the whole house is flooding, that would take forever.
Dude, just to fill it up with water.
Yeah, that would
that'd
just
be
take
such
forever.
a pain in the ass. But the director said it was like fun on set.
It looks like
so-
it would be fun. I mean, right? You're just
It's not like a really emotional movie.
no, you don't have to torture. You don't have to Stanley
No,
Kubrick.
You don't have
or
to like
Shelley
Shelley
Duvall.
Duvall,
Yeah.
fucker. Would you recommend it to anyone, like outside of like film people?
I would recommend it to my friends who are stoners.
Okay.
I'd be
yeah.
like, if you want to watch something that's really weird and doesn't make sense, House is like a
Then go to sleep.
yeah, then go to sleep. Yeah, I feel like I would recommend other movies to my stoner friends before
Yeah.
this one though. This
Yeah.
is like they've seen everything I recommended, and it's like I really have to dig for something. And
Yeah,
you can see
yeah.
House.
I feel it's a bit hyped up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I was expecting something that was a little bit more like grim, almost not even like gory or anything, but just like really like grim, but like still weird in a way.
I
don't know.
wish there was more horror.
Oh yeah,
like
I wish there was more
genuine
horror.
horror.
Yeah, it was like the mattress thing was like silly, you know. It's
That's
really
like the
silly.
kids thing though.
Yeah.
I think he got that from his daughter. The piano thing, like the piano isn't there like it's like an animated piano with teeth though.
Yeah, that
Kinda
was
like
that
an
was the
alligator
most
thing.
interesting death. Yeah,
But still, it's not. You're just like, okay, this is goofy.
it was pretty goofy.
This is weird.
But I would hate to die like that, dude. Like being
Eaten
that
by a
girl, like
piano.
you're inside the piano and you're just like getting torn to shreds, and you're like your head's sticking out and like your hand's like way over there and your foot's like over there. It's like that's traumatizing. That's
That
some
would
traumatizing
fucking
shit.
suck.
Yeah, that's some fucked up shit. But
Um,
what else about this movie?
Yeah.
I feel like
I wouldn't spend the $30 for the Criterion.
no,
I like I said, I don't think I'd watch it again.
me neither.
I don't think. In a way, like it didn't surprise me the way it was.
I thought it was gonna be surprise me more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because the guy in the review, he hyped it up as being like, yeah, everybody should watch this. And like I watched it and I was like, you know, I appreciate the technical aspects, but in terms of like every other aspect of the movie, it's like it's doesn't really have anything else going for it.
Not really.
It's like it's just the editing's really good. The technical aspects are really
Mhm.
good. The fact that they pulled it off and they made this, the fact that it got made is impressive, right?
That's really impressive.
So yeah,
Like no one's gonna buy it. No one's gonna buy this spec script.
The acting is like it gets the job done.
Nothing special.
The
Nothing
story,
special.
it's like it's coherent enough. I feel like we talked about this in our screenwriting class.
Mhm.
I think most of the issues in terms of like the story is like the second act has some flow issues.
Second act was all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no structure to it. It's just like one weird scene after another.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's so many characters too. It does kind of make it hard for like the main character to shine.
Yeah, she
She's
wasn't
put to
even.
the
Yeah,
side.
she got just before like the middle of the movie, she's just like kind of just stops.
She kind of disappears. So
Yeah,
does the aunt though.
The aunt
The
disappears.
aunt, like
yeah.
she goes into a refrigerator and she doesn't come back or some shit. Is that how?
Yeah, she there was a scene where she goes in the fridge and then
Okay.
she's like there's a scene where she's dancing with like a skeleton. I did like those
okay, yeah.
scenes where like there'd be stuff moving in the background or like the skeleton would be moving. I was like that's kind of charming. I just like it was really goofy, but it was
It's like they put the effort to put that little like,
yeah.
mood setter in there. I wrote something down, some notes.
Yeah, let's see what you wrote.
Oh, one of them was fucking weird as hell. So the director pitched this Godzilla movie
Okay.
And I don't remember everything about it, but essentially, like, this, like, Godzilla dies before, like, impregnating another one, and then it, like, gives birth to, like, another Godzilla,
Okay.
and it's really fucking weird.
It sounds like he's trying to like do a critique or like a parody of Godzilla or something. There's
I'll read
there's
it.
like I never got too into Godzilla, but there's like a Son Godzilla. There's like a Baby Godzilla movie or something.
Son of Godzilla.
Son of
Yeah.
Godzilla,
It
yeah,
looks
yeah.
fucking dumb though.
It
the
looks,
Baby Godzilla.
Yeah, it looks like I don't even know how to describe it.
It looks really corny.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
all the like sequel Godzilla movies are pretty corny.
Okay. This is interesting.
What is it?
This story told of a little girl named Momo who discovers the dead body of Godzilla. After being dissected, Godzilla is revealed to be a pregnant female alien named Roseanne who died of diabetes. The brain of the dead Roseanne instructs the humans that she must return with her unborn son to protect the planet of Godzilla, and so her body is converted into a spaceship. The newborn child would be reunited with its father, and they would have fought a female monster that shot fire from her breasts. That's fucking crazy.
Weird idea.
That feels like the guy though.
That feels like
Like-
the guy who made House.
Yeah, it's not out of place in that regard.
It's kind of cool. I mean, like they take female Godzilla's dead body and turn it into a spaceship. That sounds cool as fuck.
It sounds like something that'd definitely be very visual.
Yeah.
Like he is a very good visual, like, I don't know if you would say storyteller, but
He's
art
good-
maker.
Yeah, he's very good at making something visual that's interesting to
yeah,
look
yeah.
at.
It's definitely a real good visual film.
Yeah, like
Like-
the part where Gorgeous looks at the mirror and it's like she starts cracking. And then it's
Mhm.
like there's a fire, and
Mhm.
then they masked it so it's like there's a fire on her body, but it's like it's her.
Really good
looks
practical
cool.
effects.
Mhm.
It feels like a dream, basically.
It's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. If you're not interested in watching a dream, you probably won't like it too much.
If you like,
Um,
yeah, like Rose would fucking hate this. I feel like Rose would hate this.
I think so. Not unless you're like really like on some nasty mushrooms or something. Like, then I think it could be scary.
Yeah.
Maybe you think the
yeah.
piano's eating you.
Oh yeah, maybe, huh? That'd be pretty scary.
I think that was all I wrote on it. I'm glad I watched it though.
I'm glad I watched it as well. I got some good ideas, or not some good ideas. It has good ideas.
Yeah, very good filmmaking.
Mhm.
Like, that guy knows what he's doing
Yeah.
for sure. I guess he passed away recently this year.
This
He was
year?
old. Yeah, I don't think he had
Must-
COVID, but
He must have been old.
yeah. In the interview I was watching, it was from like 10 years ago, and he looked ancient. So I think no Habiku Obayashi or something like
I
that.
could probably look it up real quick.
I don't think this was his first movie too.
Really?
Feature debut. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I had so much trouble directing. House,
Yeah.
Japanese Movie.
He has a huge filmography though, I believe.
He must, yeah, by now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like any of them have like any type of status that
Yeah, you're right. What's his name? Nobuhiko Obayashi. Writers. Okay, so this was written by Chiho Katsura. The story was by Chigumi Obayashi. So
his daughter did have like the
Right,
ideas
yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
Right. Okay. So yeah, this is House. Go back to this.
What is it on IMDb? What's its score?
7.4 out of 10.
And then what is it on Rotten Tomatoes?
Let me see.
Just curious. It's probably like in the 90s or something.
Does it show Rotten Tomatoes on IMDb?
I don't think so.
Do they show it on here? It's probably got to be.
I would say like around 80s to 90s.
Let's see.
People tend to like that stuff.
Hausu.
Hasu.
Yeah, 90, 90,
90?
80.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, what the fuck is this? Continue.
I guess I kind of like the idea how like
80%.
they explain why the house is weird.
Wow, the critics gave it 90%.
How many reviews?
31.
Okay.
And then out of 3,000 people, the audience gave it on average 80%.
It wasn't seen in America until like 2010 or something.
Yeah. That's crazy. 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because for whatever reason, there weren't like a lot of prints coming to America. Probably some weird legal stuff. Really interesting though. It seems like a lot of people talk about it, like kind of like in the art movie type of thing. I couldn't watch it over and over though. Again, like I think I'd be bored if I tried watching it a second time.
Yeah, me too. Some of these reviews are interesting. Movies as original as this one don't come along very often, so grab it while you can.
That's fair. That's not
I mean,
bullshit.
it is very original. I remember being told that no adjectives or comparisons would be quite adequate to describe the experience of watching the cult Japanese film. It is truly impossible to use ordinary language to capture the transcendence of house.
That's horseshit.
Yeah, you're just lazy. I hate when people say that.
They're like nothing can
I can't
describe
I can't
this.
describe it to you. It's like
It's so
like,
mesmerizing. This is fucking bullshit. You're
that's,
stupid.
I can understand if you're high. Like when I'm high and I'm trying to explain something, I'm like,
Yeah.
I just can't do. I just ask me tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like when you watch someone who's like high on a podcast
Yeah.
and they're just kind of like going off, and it's like, yeah, but that's because how you feel.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if you're not high and you're writing that and you're getting paid to write that, that's a lazy ass response.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty like dog shit. That's a dumbass explanation.
So if you could give it a grade, what'd you give it on any scale? 4 stars, 5 stars.
I usually do 10. I'm pretty.
I usually do
consistent.
10
I usually
too.
do 10's pretty.
Or letter grades. I'll do 10s, letter grade, or the Roger Ebert.
I guess if I were to give it a letter grade, it'd be like a C plus.
C plus? Okay.
I feel like it's still a little bit high. Maybe it's just a solid C. So like that'd be like a 7.
I'd give it like
7 out of 10.
I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
Maybe like
6 out
a
of
really
10.
low 7.
Really low 7.
Really low 7. Just because I don't feel like watching it again. Like I appreciate
No, I
that I
don't
watched
either.
it, but I don't feel like watching it again.
I was gonna say that's something that really like goes into how much I like a film. I think.
Yeah.
Like if I want to like revisit it, I'm like gonna give it a higher grade.
Yeah, so like if this movie wasn't so interesting, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 5.
I'd give it like a 4 if there wasn't like any good directing with it.
Yeah.
And it was just the idea. Like I don't think I could jam with it.
Yeah, this is almost like I mean, it's definitely like experimental for sure, but it feels like an experiment. Like, oh, let's like try this out. Like, let's try out these ideas and just like let's just
I
fucking put
agree.
it all in this one movie and see what works and what doesn't work. It's
Just
almost
throw the kitchen sink at it.
yeah, pretty much. Like, let's see what ideas work and what does work. We'll put in like other movies.
Yeah. I can see how it's influential on horror in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like especially like comedy horror.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much like gritty stuff,
Yeah.
but just like making something kind of like it's like a horror movie but has like a goofy tone.
yeah, it's like very evil Japanese Evil Dead. That's
I would give it like a 3 out of 4 on the Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert. Yeah, I think,
That's like a positive review.
yeah, I would give it more like on Roger Ebert. I'd give it like 2.5.
Oh,
2.5? Maybe 2.7. 2.7.
2.7.
Yeah.
I give it like a 6 out of 10, 3 out of 4. It'd be fun. I would recommend like if you like movies, watch it.
Yeah.
Just so you can get in on the discussion. Who knows? It seems like a lot of people enjoy it though too.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people
So-
really fucking like this movie.
I feel like we might have downplayed it a little bit, but it is a good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie to see. Just a little. I guess we both felt it was kind of boring sometimes.
A little bit.
So.
A little bit. Let me try to think. Anything else?
John saw it, right?
Oh no, I was gonna show it to him, and he's like, "Oh, I've got something to do." I showed him a few scenes, and he's like, "Oh, this is pretty."
Didn't the
interesting."
one guy in the film theory class? He said he watched it in film theory or something.
Oh, Josh, I think he said he wanted to see that movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he saw it. I remember hearing him talk about it though. That's why I wanted to recommend it.
Glad I saw it.
Yeah.
Glad I saw it.
Worth
Even
the
if it
watch.
wasn't like a great. Glad I saw it.
Okay. All right. That's a consensus. I give it a really low 7 out of 10, almost a 6.9.
I'll give it a 6.
All
I'll give it a
right,
6.
Elijah gives it
It's
a
not
6.
worthy of the 6.9.
Okay. Now let's move. Another Japanese movie that we watched, Perfect Blue.
It was themed. It was meant
Yeah,
to be.
we all Japanese movies tonight. Okay, so Perfect Blue. You said made 1997. Let me look up some information.
1997, Satoshi Kon. I recommended this one. I've never seen an anime movie before, and I don't really
Really?
watch anime. No, I tried watching Akira and I got bored,
You got bored of Akira,
but I was also tired. I was also
that's
tired.
why.
So
Akira's a very Akira's like a. I love
Dystopian.
the movie, but like the manga's like a masterpiece. It's like way better.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a full blown masterpiece. But it's like the movie's very it has some like fucking awesome ideas, but it's such a big movie. It's like it's too big for its own good.
Really?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like it.
It's a big like there's some really big ideas. It's like The Matrix could have turned out like Akira.
Oh, okay.
Akira's it's still like a really
okay.
fun watch. It's like I fucking love.
They're
watching
like
the
big
movie.
brain ideas.
It's like really big brain ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe Akira wasn't the best like anime for me to start with. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's but the animation in Akira's like that's like
Oh,
some
it's
top
really-
notch stuff.
okay.
For like the 80s, that's like it's hard to get better than that.
Okay.
All right, but let's
So
see.
I was surfing IMDb
Yeah,
and I
1997.
found Perfect Blue, and it has like an 8.0, and it's like
Satoshi Kon.
okay. And then I read something where it's like Darren Aronofsky bought rights for one of the scene. He bought the American film rights for Perfect Blue in order to use a scene in Requiem for a Dream.
Yes,
I'm like,
I heard
What
about
the
that.
fuck? So it's like, okay, I want to see this.
It has a lot of influence on like
Oh,
American
yeah.
movies.
I
you
saw
know?
something. Darren Aronofsky said in an interview or something like Black Swan wasn't inspired by Perfect Blue, and I'm like, that's a bunch of bullshit.
There's one shot that's literally
In
from Perfect Blue.
in Requiem for a Dream, there is,
Oh,
but
no,
just the whole
mixed them
idea.
up.
Have you seen Black Swan before?
No, but
No.
I've seen the comparison.
You know the whole
videos,
idea in
yeah.
Perfect Blue with like the psychosis.
Yes,
Like Black Swan's literally that with just like a bit of a different
it's like ballet and it's
starting
American,
point.
Yeah.
it's like perfectionism in
Mhm.
Black Swan, and in here it's more about like image.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, there's scenes where shit from Perfect Blue kind of just happens, and he's like, "Yeah, it didn't have an inspiration on it." It's like, yeah, that's not right. Requiem for a Dream, I can definitely see just like tonally.
Oh yeah,
The scene that they used as the bathroom scene,
it's like the same shot, isn't it?
yeah,
It's
like
pretty
he
much the
literally
same exact shot.
copied it. He had to buy the rights
That's
if he
insane.
wanted to use the scene.
What a cheater!
And then he even wrote a eulogy to Satoshi Kon.
A eulogy.
Oh yeah, the guy died.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think he had cancer or something.
Oh fuck.
He's been
Ouch.
dead for like 10 years or something.
Ouch.
You said you've seen it before though, so I want to hear
yeah.
like.
So I saw Perfect Blue maybe like a year or two ago with some friends, and I before even watching Perfect Blue the first time, I already did some research on it because it was interesting. So I understand some of like the background and some of the inspiration for the movie and the ideas behind it. So like I'll explain that later on.
Okay.
But it's still I'd say I enjoyed it about the same amount as I did last time. I guess this time around, with 2 more years of like film experience,
You're always learning more.
Yeah, like I can understand some more things. And there's still some things that kind of confuse me about this movie, but like there's more stuff that I noticed this time around, obviously. Right?
Okay.
They
Okay,
did-
that's cool. Did
but
you watch? What'd you watch? Just curious. Did you watch it on Amazon?
I did, yeah, I did.
Amazon?
It was, it was
Okay.
the easiest
Okay.
way. Easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I got the. I like collecting DVDs. So I
That's
ordered.
dope. No, that's sick as fuck.
I ordered. I'll show you my. I put it all in a box. I'll take a picture of it when I get home. Send it to you. You'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I ordered bought the DVD, and the first time I watched it, I didn't pick up on everything, so I watched it again last night. But I watched the dub
Oh,
just to see what it was like.
Was the dub
I
any
mean-
good? I haven't seen the dub.
They definitely don't sound like Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
the scene where she talks with her mom at the phone in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The lady's fucking like Southern. She's talking like she's from Georgia or something, and it's just like they didn't make a good job of making them sound like Japanese or anything.
No.
But I did it because I guess in the Japanese version, you know the ending scene where she says something like "I'm the real thing."
Yes.
I guess in the Japanese version that's in Rumi's voice.
Oh.
But you don't speak Japanese, right?
No, hell
So
no.
you didn't notice that.
No.
So I'm like, okay, I'll watch it in the American version. But then in the American version, it's Rumi's, or what's her name?
The main girl.
Mima's. It's Mima's
Yeah.
voice. So it's like they switched it. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they do some. Maybe the people who were dubbing it didn't even know about that.
Dubs are in general not like. I'm not like a supporter of dubs.
70% of them, maybe 80% usually suck.
Yeah, there it is.
There's a few that are pretty good. There's a few that are good.
Are
but-
there like dubs where like they don't even match up the mouth movement?
Yeah, that's like old anime.
Oh, that's shitty.
like fucking like Speed Racer. It's like
Oh, okay.
oh, get in the car, and it's like he's talking for like an extra 5 seconds. You know? It's funny. That's why they called it like mouth flapping.
I
and
think the
stuff.
dub was actually pretty good though, because it's like they're talking and their mouths are moving the way like
they should. Right?
yeah, it's not like their mouths are staying open really extra like you just said.
Mhm.
But I also liked it too because I could kind of focus more. I didn't have to read the
On the visuals,
subtitles.
yeah,
So I'm just like, I
yeah.
want to make sure I don't miss anything like visually important. And I don't think I did. But I seemed like a good dub. Just if you want them to sound more Japanese.
That's the one thing I tell people if you're gonna watch anime or anything foreign, really, make sure you watch if it has good visuals, watch it dubbed. Because you don't want to miss the visuals, you know. But
I know what you mean.
But
with movies, I honestly think it's easier than like I don't know. It's my first time watching like an anime movie and like really being invested in it.
yeah,
And I don't know. I might have just been like focusing a lot on what they say because it moves really fast, really fast-paced movie.
Yeah.
There's not like it's not like something like Stalker where like half the shots are over 8 minutes in the movie.
Mhm.
And like you're just kind of like taking everything in and then you have enough time to read the subtitles.
right. Yeah.
This was like a lot quicker. So I did feel I missed some stuff even though I don't think I ended up really missing a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing this time around I was really impressed with the transitions from scene to scene. That's one thing that you can really get away with in animation. You can really make the transitions like really like they're seamless almost. Like the transitions in the second half it's like it's very repetitive and jarring. It's like for a reason, right? But in the beginning when it's like kind of normal, the transitions are like incredible. Like they'll be like she'll be saying something in the previous scene and it'll like line up with the next scene, which is like the next day.
They
or
do
some
like
shit.
match cuts and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of like,
match cuts.
It's really just like you can tell these guys knew what they were doing in terms of like shots and stuff. Like everything is really like really specific, really well done.
Now you've watched some anime before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How good is the animation for Perfect Blue?
Okay, so this is very 90s looking, but not 90s looking in a bad way. This is like you're not gonna see anything animated like this ever again. Like,
Really?
ever. No, yeah, everything because everything nowadays is very digital. I'm assuming like that was hand drawn.
Okay.
And
okay.
nowadays like hand drawn is like really rare. I'm pretty sure they like the last hand drawn movie they made that was like anime was like in 2013. That movie's crazy, by the way.
What movie is it?
A Red Line. It's like
Red Line?
the plot is like basic as fuck. The characters are pretty crazy. But it's literally just it's a science fiction movie about like this giant race on like a planet.
Oh, like a race around the world?
It's like a race around the world.
Oh,
type
that
deal.
sounds pretty cool.
It's and the animation is just like incredible. It's like
Really?
they just didn't give
Really?
a fuck. They was like, yeah, we're gonna spend like 10 years making this movie.
Oh, okay.
And,
okay.
and the music is pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah,
I'll write that down.
Red
I'll write
Line's
that
pretty.
down.
Yeah, but it's like
Red
don't
Line.
expect plot or anything. It's like it's
Okay.
just visual. It's literally
Is it like House
it's
almost?
like, it's like not like House. No. It's because it's like it has a tone and it's
Oh,
consistent.
okay.
There's a story there.
Okay.
But it's like the visuals are. It's like this is like I don't even know how to describe it. This is like fluid animation 4K the movie. You know, it's like it's like really just everything's fluid, and there's so
Okay.
much stuff going on. But anyways, back to Perfect Blue.
Because hand drawn takes a long time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they don't do it anymore.
It can take like years.
It can
Or-
it can take a long time.
Oh, what?
Very
That
long
fucking
time. Yeah.
sucks, dude.
Like I like watching the behind the scenes of like Akira because like the people
Mhm.
who are drawing for that movie, like I draw, but it's like those guys draw.
They're
like,
they're artists.
they're I mean I wouldn't say artists. They're like gods. They're like they can draw something and draw it the exact same way like every time.
Oh, that's
I'm
fucking
sure they have
weird.
some references, but like those guys are like talented. Like
Okay. They have skill.
they have like
Yeah.
serious skill. But yeah, they don't really do that anymore.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
you like the way like the characters were drawn?
I do like this animation
Their
style.
features?
I wish there was more shows in this animation style, or more of anything in this style
Okay.
of animation, because it's very like it's like a lot. Some of the shots like they're drawn to seem almost like overexposed in a few shots, like the
Yeah,
stores and stuff.
yeah.
It's like very white, but it's still kind of gritty. So
The
it's
Mima
interesting.
in the red dress.
Yes,
She's her face like super pale.
yeah.
Super pale, like you can tell. Let me open my notes a little bit.
Perfect Blue is also another kind of like dream-like movie.
It is, but it's better.
Yeah, it is better. Yeah.
I liked it a lot more than I liked House. I kind of, I didn't appreciate this the first time, and the second time I thought about it more. But it's really like a movie just about like the way someone sees themselves.
Yes, that's the whole. That's it.
And it's like
You're on it.
Or like the way other people see you too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's a line in there. I think it's during one of those dream sequences. Someone asks her, "What are you, Mima?" And the first thing she says is like, she's like, "I'm an idol." Oh wait, no, I'm an actress.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
But she says, "I'm an idol," and it's just weird the way like her job is to just be like pretty girl that like makes money.
Yeah,
in a way,
much.
like in a way, she's like her life is like pornography.
A little. I mean, what do you mean by that?
Like you just consume it for like money in a way. Like she's a prostitute for like the world.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. I get.
She's just an image, and like she kind of like she's like fucked up, but you just like because she's pretty, you're just like supposed to view her as like something to look up to.
Right.
And it's just like a really interesting like study of like how people like go towards idols. You know, like there's no reason to really, but you're just like drawn to like almost like worship something like the Mimania.
Yeah, I think that's
Mr. However you say his name. But like, not everyone's like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, like people kind of think that way towards like I'm gonna go see like this Katy Perry or whatever play or this Madonna or whoever it is. You kind of just like worship them for like no reason in a way. It's weird. It's weird.
I mean, there is a reason. It's not like a conscious reason. It's very like subconscious.
It's like you're just like, I think humans are just inclined to like want to do that. Just like find someone to look up to, even if like they aren't like a good role model.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
This is like going off a little bit. I don't know if the movie, but like that's what it made me think about.
That's what the movie's about, basically. Back when I was doing research about it, that's the whole the theme. That's the main theme.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it's very like it's also very accurate to like social media as well.
Yeah.
It's about right. So like back then like she's a celebrity, right? She's a pop idol. A lot of people look up to her, right? It's very clear that's like a lot of people fucking love her. Like that one security guard who's like, there's one shot where he's like literally holding her in his hand and he's looking up at her and it's like she's dancing on his hand. And it's kind of like
is that at the beginning?
It's at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like really interesting looking symbolism. But
good visual metaphor.
Good visual metaphor, right? It's like it's so like you put an image out there, right? And it's not really yours anymore, right? It's like you're putting yourself out there, but like people have different interpretations of it, right? So like that guy, it's almost like he fantasizes about like owning her in a way, but like he doesn't really know who she is. It's her on the stage, right? It's her singing the song and dancing. But that's what the movie's basically about. It's about like, you know, she changes her whole like image. It's you know, so like she's going through an identity change.
It's like I feel though it's like she wants to be an actress not for the art form, but it's just like as a different medium of like idolatry. Yeah. It's like I go from an idol. I go almost from like a singing idol to like an acting idol. Right. You know what I mean? It's not like she's in it for she has like an emotional connection to acting. Right. You know what I mean?
That is kind of how it seems.
I think that's what they're going for though, somewhat.
Yeah,
to an extent.
It's not entirely clear why she's going into acting. They don't really tell you.
I wish they kind of might have like given like a reason for that, but I think it suits the story. Yeah. It's a good story suiter because at first she starts off like, oh, she doesn't have any roles. The talent agency's kind of like, we'll find you something, and then something comes along, and it's like, this will like kind of boost your career, but it might not boost the career, and like, you're not going to be like looked at as like that pop idol, right? Mm-hmm. Like I really like that rape scene at the club. Like that is like a genuinely like from like a story structure and like the way they present it, like it's a really good scene.
It's pretty powerful.
Yeah. It's kind of like the rape of like her image in a way.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
I'm going to change. This is going to change me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like she experiences that. Mm-hmm. That's like the midpoint, I think, kind of.
It's about the midpoint, yeah.
I don't know what like timestamp it comes out in the movie.
It could be either What would it be? It's either midpoint or break into two.
Somewhere near there.
Yeah,
somewhere near
around
there.
right?
I would have to look at like what time it occurs.
Yeah, me
because I know
too.
the movie's like 80 minutes.
It's a pretty short movie.
So if it's like around 30 or 40, it might be break into two if it's like around 30.
Yeah.
But that scene, like, I really like the way it's lit, kind of, or like the color palette of it, where it's like there's that like white floor, and then it's like that blue background, kind of, and then like the way she gets raped is like pretty brutal, even though you know it's faked or it's like staged. It has like a psychological effect on you. I think you're like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
And then when Rumi starts crying, that's like a good, it's a good what's the word?
Reaction.
No. Or it's a good reaction, but it's a good. I'm fucking stupid. I can't think of the word. Like symbolism for how she's later gonna.
Oh, it's very
yeah.
It's like because Rumi. I mean, you don't know this at the time. You just think, oh, Rumi just really cares about her.
Yeah.
But it's like later it's revealed that Rumi actually also really idolizes her, right? Like she's like obsessed with her.
Rumi wants to be her, kind
yeah,
of.
and it's the same thing as the character, the guard, right? Like he's obsessed with her image as an idol, right? So he does whatever he can to like trick himself into like oh, she's still like an idol, like she's still like really innocent and pure. He rejects the fact that she's like, oh, she's a rape scene, she has like nude pictures now, right? And he's like, he buys all the magazines, right? So no one else
can see it. Yeah,
and it's like Rumi is like the same way. She's crying not because she cares about her friend. She probably does, but she's crying because it's like her image is being tarnished.
She sees it as herself too. When I found out it was Rumi, because I thought it was gonna be the guard guy with the weird eye, like I was kind of like, okay, it's gonna be like a cliche, it's gonna be him. And when I found out it was Rumi, I was kind of like, what the fuck?
It's a bit.
I was kind of surprised by it. Like I thought it was either gonna be the guard or Mima.
Yeah, it definitely catches you off guard.
It did catch me off guard because like a lot of movies, like the way Black Swan does it, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it wasn't surprising to me.
Oh really?
And I was expecting this to be like that, but like I found out it was Rumi, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And it kind of makes sense. It makes sense because Rumi, like, she's kind of fat, she's kind of unattractive, and it's like I think they hint at her. She used to be a pop idol too.
Did they say that?
There's like a line with the talent agency guy, and I think he says something to the effect of like, it's not like how things were back when you were an idol.
Oh, maybe.
So I could be wrong,
I didn't
but
catch that.
In a way, like that's cool to think about because she could be like she sees herself as Mima, obviously, and she's like, if I was Mima, I wouldn't want to get raped in a movie. You know what I mean? But that's why she has that emotional effect, and it's like a rape of her too.
Yeah.
I really like the direction it goes. It has some chilling scenes too.
There's some good like psychological thriller elements to
like
it.
That's my favorite scene is when the screenwriter gets killed. And
that scene was pretty good. Yeah.
That scene's fucking amazing because you kind of hear the music in the background, and it just sounds like background music coming from like a car or like, you know how elevators or like places play that music in the background. And then he goes to the elevator, and really good, like however they edited the music, you see the little stereo sitting there on the red carpet. I like good contrast there with the colors. But the music sounds very do you remember it sounds very like raw, kind of.
It was almost like
turned up too loud.
It was
almost.
like I don't remember exactly how the song went, but I feel like it was almost like techno. It was kind of like, it wasn't intense music, but it wasn't like upbeat, like chill music either. It was really like,
I think it was one of Mima's songs.
Was it?
I think so.
Remember.
I'm talking about like the sound quality of it.
Oh yeah. It was like bass boosted.
It was
almost.
like it was almost like blaring. Like there was like noise. There was like some static in it, and then he's kind of like, what the fuck?
And then it cuts to him dead.
And then just the way it does it though is like the elevator opens and there's no music at all. And I think that's what makes it really good because there's no music, and then it's slowly like panning out or zooming out, and then you see like blood all over the place, and then his eyes are gouged out, and his head just like slowly like goes down. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking great.
It's a good transition, right?
Yeah.
They had great transitions.
Just going from like the stereo or the CD player or whatever to him being dead in the elevator. That was just like really clever, really artistic, and really creepy.
Yeah, they have some really good creepy scenes. I like them. This time around, I was really paying attention more to the colors.
Oh, okay.
And like I was really trying to pay attention to any blue colors, but they really didn't pop out. Like I didn't really see. There's a lot of reds. Like the reds are really powerful.
I was gonna say like the reds in the bathroom scene. Mima or Rumi wears the red when she's like going crazy.
Yeah, or even like there's like carpets or like pipes. There's like really red pipes.
It should be called Perfect Red.
Yeah, so that's one thing. When the movie ended, I was like, even now, like I watched it yesterday, and I was like, why is it called Perfect Blue?
I was gonna ask you. So what's your thought?
I have no idea, dude.
You don't have. You don't have.
I think. Okay, so Perfect Blue. Like, what does blue represent? That's like what? Like, it could be sadness. It could be what is sadness? Cool, right? Like there's a
Clearness, maybe
clearness, right? Like water, whatever, right?
I saw something where it's like it's supposed to mean like perfect blue sky type of thing.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't think that's like. I think that's like a very basic way to think about it, though.
Perfect blue.
Because I don't really have like a solid. I almost feel like it's an emotional title. Like you're supposed to get a response out of it just from the words, kind of. If anything, I would think it's just like.
I'm sure there's some explanations online.
It's like no, I'm not gonna. I want to like almost figure it out for myself.
I have an idea. Because like there's a lot of reds.
Okay.
Right? Because like a lot of like the Dress is Red or Idol, like right, like a lot of reds. My guess is Perfect Blue is like acts as like the opposite of that. Like Perfect Blue is like
what's not seen.
What's not seen, right? It's like we always see as a red, but fuck, I don't know. Like even at the end, I think did she have a blue or a red car?
It might have been red. I think it was red, but I don't remember. That could be like a Mandela effect or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Because in this movie, there's a lot of duality in this movie. Like
that's like
what
the
you
big
think
thing
of
too.
yourself and what others think of you. Like that's like the main thing, right?
What you want to be and what you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my guess. Is it has something to do like the reds are very prominent. There's like almost no blues. So that's my guess.
So the one thing I could see the blue sky or the blue is there's a lot of not a lot, but there are some images of like just the sky. Mm-hmm. Do you remember those?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it might be like referencing that, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen a lot. I mean, they could also just call it Perfect Blue to kind of be like, fuck you to the audience.
Yeah, maybe like figure this out. Figure this
like
one out.
We're gonna call it Perfect Blue, but then have like a real heavy red color palette.
Yeah.
I like the title though.
It's
even though I don't know what it means.
It suits it. It's
yeah.
Like when I think of Perfect Blue, it's like, oh yeah, it's perfect blue.
The funny thing, I mean, the DVD too, like the cover's blue.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though it's like,
I know in one of the movie posters, there's one movie poster where it shows the fish.
Oh, okay.
The fish are blue and red.
Oh, okay.
Right, and it's like Mima's blue, and then the title itself it says Perfect Blue, but it's in red letters.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, maybe the fish have something to do with it because they're blue and red.
I like that scene where the fish die. She thinks they die, and she fucks up her room.
Yeah, she really goes all out.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense though, kind of. I didn't feel like it wasn't earned.
What'd you think about the internet parts?
Oh, with the Mima's room type of thing. I thought it was interesting because it's kind of like a commentary on like the way the internet might have been back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny how she doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool though, where it's like it's like someone stalking her kind of, and then the whole idea that Rumi's the one emailing the guard.
Yeah.
They use it all right. I wasn't like too impressed about it. What about you?
I was
I didn't think they used it poorly.
No, they didn't. Yeah. They use it in a pretty appropriate way.
Yeah,
it's never the focal point, but it's the one scene where she's reading and it's like everything is like very accurate to what her daily what she does on a daily basis, and she's like freaking out. That was pretty creepy.
Oh, really? Like, did it make you feel something kind of?
It didn't really make me feel something, but it's like that would, like maybe if I hadn't seen this movie before, but it's like that would creep anybody out, you know what I mean? Like, that's a good reason to have any character really freak out.
If you really put yourself in her shoes, kind of.
Yeah.
I think when you're like just kind of looking back on it, you're not going to have as much of like a response to it. But if you're thinking like, I'm like this popular girl, and is is like someone watching me? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of what you're thinking. And yeah, that's kind of weird. Do you like the part where she kills the guard?
I didn't really like it. If anything, I felt like pretty indifferent to it because it's kind of like it's not like I didn't see it coming. You know, it's very like, oh, it's just a fight. You know, she gets the hammer. That part was pretty cool when she fucking hits him with a hammer like right in the eye. That part was pretty.
Okay.
I like that part.
I like the violence.
the violence.
Really nice and violent.
Yeah. It's like he's like ripping off her clothes and shit. And he's like trying to rape her, but also trying to kill her and stuff. Like it's pretty visual.
It's kind of like the duality scene of like the rape scene.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
And it's interesting how he tries to not let anybody else see the rape, but at the same time he's like he wants to rape her. You know.
Yeah. He wants her
contrast.
for himself.
Yeah.
Type of thing. He's kind of like a red herring that isn't like usually like when movies do red herrings, like they don't come back. They're just supposed to like distract for a little bit so you think it might be them. But then once you find out it's not them, they don't really have a big role. But he's like a red herring that still has like an important impact.
Right.
Because if you think about it too, like he's dead. She kills him, so like there's an aftermath to that. They didn't really touch on that.
No.
Like the whole aftermath. I mean, I don't think they necessarily need to.
It almost felt like an illusion after she did it because they go to look at they go to look for his body and he's nowhere to be found.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Yeah, remember?
I didn't fucking catch that part and I watched it twice.
So she kills him and she's like in the hallway and Rumi's like, "What's wrong with you? Like your clothes are all fucked up." And he's like, "Yeah, I just killed this guy. Like here, let's go look." And they go look at they go to the spot and he's like not there.
I thought she takes him home, or Rumi takes her Mima home.
She does later.
Oh, but that's like
but it's a pretty quick scene.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna go home and watch that part again.
Watch that part.
Because
maybe it's a different cut. I don't know.
You're probably like, I mean, people miss stuff in movies.
Yeah.
Like we probably both did.
Yeah.
With some of it. What do you think of Rumi being the killer? So just in general, like, do you think that's a good way to go with the story?
I think it's probably the least cliche to go about it.
Okay.
I feel like there's maybe something they could have done that would make it stronger, but I can't think of anything.
I think Rumi is a good choice because it actually feels pretty realistic.
Oh yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does feel
like
realistic.
I could totally like feel like in like 5 years or whenever, like you're reading a Wikipedia of like this talent model who like killed these two like movie makers because she was fucking crazy or some shit. The only part I don't like about the whole Rumi thing is like, okay, I know it's kind of the way like Mima sees Rumi, but there's that whole chase scene. Like, Rumi is not in shape, dude.
Yeah, dude, Rumi
How's she fucking chasing
There's
her?
a few parts where it shows the illusion, you know, Mima like skipping, and then it cuts to Rumi like fucking like panting, dude.
It's
I was
like,
that's
how is she keeping up? Like,
the part where fucking Mima like jumps from the fucking balcony, and then like the illusion just like kind of floats down, and like it's like, how the fuck did Rumi do that, dude?
Yeah, I think that was like, so like I like that scene because I actually think that like that skipping thing or like the ballet thing that the fake or like the ballerina one's doing, that looks creepy, dude.
Oh,
where
did
she
it creep you
just
out?
where she's just skipping. Like for some reason that's like inherently creepy to me. So I was kind of like, what the fuck? But then I'm thinking about it and it's like, logically this is just Rumi.
Yeah.
Not unless this is all like a dream.
Right.
And I was hoping it wasn't going to do something like that, even though it might be like that. Like,
no, they keep it pretty logical towards the end.
In a way, though, I wouldn't be surprised if like there's like some theory out there that it's just all a dream.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm sure you could probably, if you took the footage and edited it down to make it as least dreamlike as possible, that's probably like the way to figure it out.
That's true. Like taking out all the
dream part, the repetition
parts.
part, the repetitive parts. You could probably figure out a way to make it not dreamlike at all. It'd probably be down to like 40 minutes.
It'll be like a medium movie.
Yeah.
Not a short, but not a feature. What like, cause Mima sees like the red version of herself a lot.
Yes.
Rumi dresses up in the same way that Mima envisions her. I thought that was just kind of like
too
that
coincidental. I didn't even think about that actually.
Like that's what makes me kind of think like it might just be a dream.
Maybe I don't know.
And if it is all a dream,
it could be. That could be. Was that the only dress she wore on stage? Did she wear that dress on stage?
Oh, okay. I think she does wear it.
Yeah,
because
then that would make sense. Maybe that's like that dress symbolizes like her idol. That'd be the best way to explain it.
That is a good way. I didn't think of that part. I would just be mad if I ended up finding out like their intention was for it to all just be a dream. I hate that shit.
Yeah, me too. But they didn't put that in the movie, so I'm guessing
I don't think so. Yeah, and with you saying how it's like that's what her outfit is when they're performing live, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Do you like the music?
I mean, like the idol songs, like it's okay. I'm not too into that. That's very like, it's very Japanese for like men to go and like watch idols.
And like, yeah, jack off to him afterwards.
Yeah, it's like that's very like Japanese, Asian, mostly Japan. It's very popular in their culture, like have idols. Like even men, they just like they love, they worship their idols.
It's like the K-pop thing now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They did a good job of making the song sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think I wouldn't like go out and like buy that music. But the songs actually, the lyrics are kind of they like parallel the movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember what most of them were.
I don't remember what they were. Either.
But like you're like listening to them and you're like, okay, that's kind of like what's going on, you know? Is there anything like you inherently just like don't like about it?
But the movie?
Because I think that's like, for the most part, I think we both like it.
Yeah, I like it, but there's definitely a few things I don't like
really?
about it. Yeah. Let me think. Oof.
I'm gonna see if there's any more notes I had.
Let me try and think. The only thing I guess that's kind of annoying to me would be like Mima's character got a little bit annoying.
You think so?
Like the choices, like she's making these choices because like I'm in it, you know, I'm gonna be an actress,
mm-hmm.
but it's like you don't like. Why would you choose a photographer who's like known for stripping her models? I mean, I guess it's like she really like she says she wants to like really change her image,
mm-hmm.
but like she doesn't want to change her image. Like she doesn't like really want. She doesn't want to be seen as like a slut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like if you really want to change your image, like that's kind of what you have to do. And it's like she's not really down with it, but she's still like going through with it. It's like that's a very like it's like it's annoying. It's like it's very human, right? Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it's just like it's an annoying like trait. Like she has some issues to work out. And like by the end of the movie, she's like, I figured myself out.
Do you
now.
feel like she like when she does something like that, it's like she's trying to fix herself, but then she's like purposely not.
Yeah, it's like self-sabotage. You know, it's like she agrees with the rape scene, and then you know she goes home and she cries about it. It's like
no, she cries about the fish.
The fish? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you go.
No, I think that's what happens.
She freaks out about the fish, right? Because that's right after the rape scene. Mm-hmm. In the dub and the Amazon. I don't know if it's different for yours. Sometimes they have different subs.
Oh, okay.
Like it's different lines, whatever.
Different translations.
But she says somewhere like when she's crying, like I didn't want to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think that's an interesting like psychological scene because like. She does the rape scene, then she gets back in the car, and
she's like with
Mr. Todoroki. I don't think she's pretending though. Like Mr. Todoroki's like, "How you doing?" And she's like, "I'm doing good." And he's like, "You want to get some food?" And she's like, "Oh, I'd really like to." Like she doesn't seem like it's like bothered her too much,
mm-hmm.
but it's like something like subconsciously, like she knows she kind of did something that like fucked with her a little bit. And then maybe that's why she sees the fish are like dead.
Oh, and she realizes it there.
Yeah, so I feel like the fish dying right there. Because you know, like, it's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up, like, seeing and the fish are fine.
Right.
It's, like, kind of like a metaphor for, like, she just, like, lost, like, a part of herself.
Yeah.
After doing the rape scene. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with the part where she, like, shoots the, like, porn thing. Or, like, not porn, but, like,
it's not so
the
much,
nude pictures.
Yeah, it's not so much I have like, that. I feel like there should be a better... not explanation, just a better, maybe a better explanation why she would go. Because it's like, we got this like, or even like why her agents agreed to it. It's like, we're just doing some like shoots.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she knew like she was gonna be nude, and agreed to it. Then they don't really tell you. She just like goes and she does it.
There's like a sound bite where one of the girls, I don't know who says it, but they're like, this photographer's known for.
Yeah, but like stripping down the girls, right? Like doing it like convincing them to do it. Yeah.
He wasn't even convincing.
Yeah,
Just
he
like
was
take
just
your
like,
top
yeah,
off.
just take your top, and she was just doing it.
Like that's not how real life works.
But it's like you could tell she didn't like that because like afterwards, like the bathroom scene, and she's in the bathroom.
Yeah,
she's
that's
like those
true.
bastards.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if it was like her agent made her do it or like they, it's so there's some of that stuff gets kind of like lost, but it's like.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're trying to write this character that's trying to like fix herself, but then she's deliberately like being stupid almost.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, it's still very human. Like for me, it's hard for me to relate to that because it's like, yeah, Norbert, you're gonna do this shoot, and this dude's gonna like take pictures of your shit, or like he's known for like, this and that.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's like I'm just, like let's do a different photo.
Well, let me get a different photographer.
Yeah, let me get a different photographer. Yeah. So for me, it's like it's very like problem solved.
Okay.
But
it kind of went with the tone.
I did go with the
too
tone.
much of an issue with it.
It felt like I feel like the tone was very like it matches with what they're trying to go for, right? Which is very like
psychosis type of thing.
She's agreeing to stuff, but like she doesn't want to do it, but she's still like she's powerless, but she's still like going through with it.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of blends like power, being in power and like having zero power. Like
Yeah,
she's a celebrity, but her life is like in shambles.
How much does she get to like choose about it?
Yeah.
And it's like what does she have to do to maintain being a celebrity?
Right. Yeah.
Type of thing. There was one moment I didn't really care for. I wrote it down. There's like this 5-minute stretch from like 50 to 54 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a dream sequence that just never went anywhere. Remember, it starts with where she's talking to the actress outside. They're shooting the scene, and she says the wrong line, and they're like, "Mima, are you okay?" Then it goes into like this dream sequence type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think she sees herself running down the freeway.
Yeah.
In the car, and then it ends with like them finishing the scene. I just thought it was a bit repetitive. It kind of took me out of it, honestly, for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in like the third act.
Most of it isn't bad, but that segment to me, like I just remember watching it and I had to like rewind it a few times, just because it's like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I don't even remember that part that well.
I think
just okay.
I think part of it's just like, in a way, like if it's repetitive like that, you kind of tune out.
Yeah.
Maybe. I felt House was like that. That kind of happened.
Yeah.
It was repetitive, so I kept tuning out. That's like the 4th time I've said that. But
speaking of repetitive,
yeah. I really liked Perfect Blue.
It was enjoyable.
Like, I watched it twice. After the first time I watched it, I was like, I want to watch it again. It wasn't just to like pick up on stuff, but I actually just wanted to see it again.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'd watch it again soon, just because I watched it twice. But I think I would watch it again.
Okay, all right.
Even though I've seen it twice. Would you see it again?
I'm probably gonna end up seeing it again someday.
Okay, at some point.
But this is like a movie I feel like I have to watch like every like few years or so.
Yeah. Good concepts.
Good. All right, so I'll tell you some more about the concepts.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So some of the inspiration behind the story, I saw a video on it like a few years back, so I don't remember all the details, but I'll tell you the gist of what I remember. There was a situation with Bjork where one of her fans, I'm pretty sure it was Bjork.
The stalker?
Yeah, the stalker. So like, did you hear about that? There's a guy who was trying to send her like fucking like bombs and
The fat
shit.
dude?
The fat dude, yes.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, I've seen all the videos.
Oh, I couldn't go to the part where he kills himself.
I watched all of them.
Oh, you fucking slaved it.
But yeah, so that was the inspiration for Perfect Blue.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So like the character, the guard, is like obviously inspired by
The fat dude.
the fat guy. 'Cause he's like a stalker. He idolizes Bjork, and he's like he cares about the image of Bjork, like who Bjork is as like an icon, right? Like he doesn't care. It's not that he doesn't care about her as a person. It's like he can't care about her as a person because all he sees is
he worships
the
her.
icon. Yeah, it's like, and he's obviously very pathetic and very ugly, right?
And fat, yeah.
Fat and probably has a mental illness, right?
I remember reading about that thing, and it just like, it gave me like chills, kind of.
It's
very weird.
It's very creepy.
There's something about it that just like makes me feel like this is not right.
Yeah, I almost feel like Perfect Blue would be more interesting if they focused on that aspect, because that's like very, to me, it's really interesting.
I think they should have made him weirder.
Oh yeah, he should have had more of a role,
Like
in my opinion.
his thing is he just has like bad teeth and a weird eye, and he looks like a loser.
And he has a bunch of
But, like,
pictures of her.
Like the Bjork dude, he's fucking weird. Doesn't he like
yeah.
body paint himself?
Yeah, when he kills himself, he
Oh
like
my
paints his
God.
entire body.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, man, and he records all of it too, man.
What's it like when he kills himself?
It's pretty. When you watch real violence, it's very. It sounds fucked up, but it's like it's true. When you watch real violence, it's very like it's kind of blunt, you know. It's like nothing about it is like dramatic, right? It's
There's
like,
not gonna be a close up.
no, like he kills himself, and you know, and it just happens, right? It's like you know, like you see a little bit of blood come out of his head, and he just like sits there, and you kind of like hear the breath come out of his body, and it's like that's it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
Does
very-
it make
it's
you
very
feel
quick.
weird or no?
Yeah, watching real violence is
Yeah.
or like
It's different.
I mean, like there's like watching fights, and there's like watching like people die.
Mm-hmm.
Watch people die is like it's almost like it feels like it's a sin, you know.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
That's why I like watch the beginning of it, and I'm like, I just don't want to see this.
yeah, it's but it's sad though, because you understand, like, you know, he's
fucked up.
He's
Yeah.
really fucked up. But yeah, so that was some of the inspiration for Perfect Blue. I like the guy who I was watching. I like how he tied it to like social media nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, Perfect Blue should resonate with more people, because we have like, it's pretty easy to get famous online and like
Yeah.
have like a group of followers or people who idolize you. Like even what the fuck is the name? The one girl, Charlie, fucking whatever, the TikToker girl. I don't know if she literally on TikTok she's the most followers, and all she does is like dance, and she's just cute, but she's underage. So but she's like she got super famous. It's like Kim Kardashian's, like she just got famous for like doing like just
The
doing
sex
dances.
tape
Yeah, she's
thing.
like stupid
Yeah.
fucking famous right now.
It's fucking stupid.
I saw a video come out about her, and it's like she's complaining about some really just dumb shit, and people are like, yeah, she's not grateful.
Like some first world problem.
It's like zero world problem. It's like it's like really pathetic. Like they're really spoiled now that they're like really famous and shit.
I think people can kind of relate to that aspect more so now, because like even it depends where you're like from, I guess, but like people, especially younger people,
Mhm.
like if you have an Instagram or something, like you're seeing like famous people all the time,
Yeah.
and so you kind of just like inherently get that idea of like she's famous, people idolize her.
Yeah.
It's like people who turn on like their like Instagram notifications for like LeBron James to post something,
Yeah.
or like Kim Kardashian or whoever it is that you follow that has like
Right,
2
yeah,
billion
yeah.
followers.
But I like the concept. I like I almost like the concept a lot more than the movie.
I feel that way a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
A
the
little
concept
bit,
is
yeah.
really cool, but it's like the movie's like I feel like it definitely has that in there, but I feel like it could have delivered a little bit more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Or maybe I don't know. Like if I were to do it my own way, I'd have to think about it.
I don't
But-
know how I would change it.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can't
But-
change. I mean, I can't change this movie. Like you'd have to make a new movie. It would just have to be-
Yeah. I wouldn't want to like use the same concept,
Yeah.
because everyone has their own like variation of like
Exactly,
how
yeah.
they think about this. If they want to like really do like a concept movie,
Mhm.
they have their own variation of how they want the story to be.
Right.
Perfect Blue's pretty good though.
Yeah, they did a good job.
I'd give it like an 8 out of 10, 3.5 out of 4.
I think 8 out of 10 is pretty.
That's a good
pretty
grade for it.
accurate. 8 out
Really
of 10.
nice animation, really good idea. It all blends together well.
It's very you can tell it's really well made.
Mhm,
Right? It's really well thought out. There's a few parts where it might lose you, but it's like you can tell it's purposeful.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mainly like the dream parts.
The dream parts.
But
right?
that's like with a lot of movies. It's hard to keep an audience engaged with that, I think.
Yeah, like, that's one thing they say a lot when it comes to like writing or editing. If confusion will, like the audience, you'll lose the audience if there's any confusion.
Yeah.
So you want to be.
I agree.
It's they don't really. I don't know how much of that they understood, right? Like, being confusing is like there's a time and a place, right?
I think they understand it. I think it's just like this is what it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's like if you
Probably.
kind of have to make it
Yeah.
this way. Yeah.
I mean too, you also have to like your audience. I feel you like if you're making like a smart film, you also have to expect like your audience to kind of participate. They can't just be like sitting back being like, okay, this got confusing. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie is like it doesn't require homework, but it definitely makes it better if you do.
I would
the
definitely
homework.
like. It'll be more fulfilling if you're like really thinking about the ideas while watching it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
I would recommend this movie, like even to people who don't like anime, because
It's a good.
good starter.
Yeah, it's a good starter for sure.
I'd like to check out more stuff from Satoshi Kon.
I don't think I've seen much else.
He did
by
a
him.
movie called Paprika.
Oh, I've seen. Oh, never mind. I have seen that movie.
Is that good? I haven't seen it.
It's very similar to this movie.
I think like, is that his thing? You think?
I mean, it's literally about dreams.
Oh fuck.
It's like anime Inception, basically.
Oh okay. Is it like as cool as Inception or no?
Imagine Inception if it was animated, but with more of the tone of Perfect Blue. That's what Paprika is.
Okay.
It's very like Paprika has parts where it's very like creepy, right? Like in Perfect Blue.
Okay.
But then there's parts that are like kind of lighthearted, or like kind
okay.
of not
Yeah.
too serious or I think Paprika especially is like really lighthearted.
Oh, okay.
Like-
It's like different than Perfect Blue.
Yeah, it's
in that
different.
way.
It's a lot more
Okay.
lighthearted. There's creepy parts. There's some really creepy parts in that movie, but it's the tone of it is a lot more like fun.
I'll check that one out. I was gonna ask you, do you think this movie's better since it's animated, or do you think it'd be better like live action?
This would probably that's a tough question.
I think it's better animated.
I think they couldn't do a lot of those transitions if it was IRL. If it was real
That's
life.
true.
A lot like if you go back and watch it again, the transition, especially the transitions at the beginning, dude, it's like so good. It's just really
with that
clean.
concert.
The concert, yeah, the concert, like, so the concert, like, she goes up in there and she's doing the concert, and it cuts to scenes of her, like, shopping, doing grocery things. So it's like two things are going on at the same time, but they cut it in a way where it's like you can separate what's happening. It's like it's telling you the story, but it's like it's telling you two storylines at once.
Okay.
But it's like seamless. It's like they do such a good job.
You can process it.
Yeah,
and
you can
like,
process. It's not
yeah.
confusing. It's like it's just really.
And it's
really
because it's
smart.
animated.
Some of the transitions are because they're animated.
Okay.
Some of
Okay.
them, not all of them, but like some of the transitions are like, yeah, you can't do that
Okay.
in real life.
I don't think I noticed that. Or if I did notice it, it wasn't like I didn't think about it the way you did,
Yeah.
because I don't really watch anime. So, do you watch a lot of anime?
No,
No.
I watch like a lot of like it's like how it is in America. It's like there's a lot of like mainstream stuff, but it's like there's not a lot of substance to it.
Okay.
But then
okay.
there's stuff that's like this is like a story that's really well written. The
Okay.
characters are really well done. It's like it's a masterpiece.
Uh-huh.
But it's like it's animated. So some people can't really get over it, right? Like just some
Okay.
people, it's like this is not my thing. I
Yeah.
can't do it. But for me, it's like I've been watching cartoons since I was like younger.
Oh, okay.
You
So
know.
you're into it a
Yeah,
little.
I'm into
bit
it,
more.
and also I draw and stuff, so I can appreciate the art.
Yeah.
But like whenever there's one that's like a really like there's some that are just like some of the best stories like in the world, right?
Mhm.
It's like and it's only like through this one it's through anime. It's like
Yeah.
and it has some interesting it's good to watch some of like the really good like classic shows and movies because they have some interesting stuff that like I would like to take to like actual like movie making to like
Okay.
filmmaking.
Okay.
They have some really interesting like they some shows in anime can really capture a tone that I've never seen in a real life movie. And you can probably
Really?
do it in real life, but it's like I've never seen it done in a real life.
It's like a
movie.
directing thing, kind of.
It's a directing, yeah. Like
Okay.
there's some shows that just like the music, the ambiance of it. It's like I've never seen anything like it.
And anime feels a lot different than like live action. Like there's just something about anime that has its own feeling to it
Yeah.
that live action doesn't have. And I
Yes.
feel vice versa with live action.
Yes.
But I think it's good the way. I think Perfect Blue. It would be different if it was like a Darren Aronofsky movie or something.
If it was in real life, it would have a different tone probably.
Like Black Swan and Perfect Blue are, like the ideas are similar, but they're made a lot differently.
Right. Yeah.
They feel different.
That makes sense.
There's this thing in Black Swan where there's like a lot of shots with mirrors because they're like in a dance studio,
okay.
and there's a lot of
good.
shots with Perfect Blue in mirrors.
I mean,
So-
which makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Very about the self.
So, yeah, Black Swan's really about she's trying to like perfect things.
Yeah, I still need to watch that movie.
See, I think it's a bit overrated. But I like Perfect Blue a lot better, and they're like the same.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Same idea.
Yeah.
So glad it was my first anime. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's not a bad.
Yeah.
I think I knew you would be. I knew you would enjoy it.
I think I need to watch something too that's kind of like it runs down my lane type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I would. I'm not too big into like I've told you like dystopian things, so
Right,
maybe that's
yeah.
why Akira didn't like.
Akira's
out
like
to me.
I don't see. I mean, it is like has elements of dystopian, but I see it more as like cyberpunk,
Oh, okay.
and I enjoy cyberpunk. Like dystopian is like when I think of dystopian, I think of like Hunger Games, and I don't like the Hunger Games.
That's bullshit.
The Hunger Games has like some cool like death scenes. Like they get creative with like how they kill people, like they like giant dogs
Yeah.
or like killer bees.
But then it's PG-13,
Yeah, true. They can't really go all out.
so it's fucking lame.
Uh, the last movie has some like
Really?
it has some cool deaths.
You watched them that far?
I watched. I didn't watch them in order.
Oh,
I watched the first
okay.
one. No, maybe I forget. My mom was into it, so I think that's why.
I mean, also too, they came out like almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah, the
so
last
we
one
were
came out when I was
younger.
like 14. Yeah.
I know I had a different taste in movies when I was like 12 or
Yeah.
13. So.
Yeah, I watched them in theaters. So.
Oh, that's different too.
Yeah.
A movie, it's different always watching a movie in a movie theater. Even a bad movie's better in a movie theater.
Yeah, exactly. Like fuck, UNLV. They screened. I already told you they screened The Matrix in the theater.
Oh, I remember when they
Fuck,
did that.
Yeah, that was.
That had to be awesome.
It was incredible.
Was it when they got the Dolby Atmos thing?
Yeah, it was the first movie they screened, dude.
Oh.
I took my friend Mikey. He's not a film major, but like he was like, "Yo, I'll watch The Matrix."
How good was it with like the sound?
It was
Was it like life
one
changing?
of my yeah. It was like borderline
my
life. I'm not
God.
gonna. It was borderline life changing, bro. It was one of the best experiences
Aw.
I had in a theater. I mean, like that's a movie that's like
Made for that.
it's like a great. I mean, it's not like my favorite movie, but it's a great movie, and it's like it came out in 1999. And I've never seen it in theater. I've only seen it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's some
yeah.
movies like that just came out before I was born. It's like
Mhm,
I'll
you can't
never
see
see it in
them.
theaters.
Yeah.
But I see it like how it was supposed to be shown, and it's like wow, this is like everything about this movie that hits me, that I like watching it on like the couch over there.
Uh-huh.
Like it's like times 5. Yeah, it's
amplified.
amplified. Everything is amplified.
That's a really good way. I've never really. I don't think I've seen a re-release.
They
and
should.
I want to. They
should.
do re-releases.
Yeah,
they definitely do them, but
Even for,
I
like,
haven't.
even for Akira, like we watched that in theaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in like September. I think they're probably. I
okay.
think they're still showing it in theaters. I like the dub for Akira though.
Oh, it's good.
There's 2 dubs.
Okay.
So there's one that came out initially with like in 1988. In 1988,
Mm-hmm.
and in there they sound like they dead ass sound like they're from like the Bronx and shit. They're like. They talk and they're like, "Hey, what's the matter with you?"
I'm walking
Yeah,
here.
like, "Hey, that's my bike. Get off my bike." Or
Oh, that's
whatever.
awful, dude.
And then, but in 2001, they redubbed it in 2001, and it's like they sound like genuine. They sound more like kids. I mean, not exactly
Okay.
like kids, but they sound more believable.
Not
as
like they're
kids,
from fucking like Brooklyn or some
yeah.
shit.
It's still funny to watch. I like to watch the old one once in a while.
It's like a meme though.
Yeah, it's like a meme.
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch. It's like, I mean, they make him sound like such a tough guy.
And
dude.
they're like, is Akira's Japanese, right?
yes, very
So,
very Japanese
yeah,
movie.
like they're drawn to kind of look like Japanese people,
Yeah,
then
that's
they're-
probably yeah.
talking like they're from the Bronx.
Yeah, but the movies I like the dub. The sub is okay. The sub is good. The sub is obviously
Mhm.
good. People love the sub, but I just like the 2001 dub because it like I don't know. I like the way they talk. So they kind of sound retarded, but it's like,
Okay.
the way they talk in it is very like.
Do they change? Like, did they change the way their mouths are?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
not like
Okay.
complete like lip flapping.
Honestly, if they do that, then it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like Perfect Blue did it with the dub, so it's
Yeah.
like it's not like you're watching like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly,
Yeah, yeah.
and they do everything fucking post production,
hmm
so there's no like synchronous sound.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just watched this movie a while back called Salo, or The 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah, I want to watch that one. I want
Um,
to watch that one pretty bad.
But yeah, like you can even tell in there, like the movie's in Italian, but you can tell they do like dubbing because
Oh, yeah.
their lips are going like, and they like finished talking like 3 seconds ago.
That's funny.
But I think that's all I have to say about
Let me
Perfect
think,
Blue.
let me
You have
think.
anything
Is there
else?
I want to say? I would also give it like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 3.5 out of 4 for me.
We talked about the concept.
A minus, B
pretty
plus,
well.
somewhere in there.
Anything else?
Definitely Darren Aronofsky. He's lying if he said Perfect Blue didn't inspire Black Swan. That's a fat ass lie.
Yeah.
When you see Black Swan, you'll be like, "What the fuck, Darren Aronofsky? You're fucking lying."
I'll let you know when I do watch it.
Yeah, I even had it on DVD, and like it's not a bad movie, but like I returned it.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like a used DVD too.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like if it was new, I
gotcha.
probably wouldn't have. But Vincent Cassel's in Black Swan, and I really like him. He's I forget his name, but he's in Lahane.
Oh shit.
He's like the main guy in Lahane, not the black dude, and not the like
The short
Arab
guy.
dude.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's
Yeah.
the French dude.
His name is literally Vince.
Vince. Okay, yeah.
Vince.
And then he's in Irreversible too.
Yeah. He's the
so.
guy who beats stuff. He tries to look for the.
Yeah. Don't spoil.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about that at
Yeah.
some point. Good actor though. I really like Vincent. He's good in Black Swan too. He fits his role.
I'll have to check that one out.
So, and then Natalie Portman, like everyone sucks her dick about it. But she's good in it though.
I believe it.
So, voice acting I would think has to be kind of hard.
Voice acting is
Like you actually, it's not just like saying lines.
No, yeah, you really have to. It's tricky because like you also kind of have to, like especially in anime, it's a pretty big trope for characters to like gasp, or like have reactions. Like it's so it's very
It's like a cliche.
very emotional,
Yeah.
right? You do have to like bring that emotion to it. You can't be a bitch about it.
You can't be a bitch about
Yeah,
it.
you can't be like saying it like all monotone, like
Oh yeah.
you know.
There's on one of the special features they interviewed Mima's voice actress.
Oh shit.
And I guess she it's like a 5-minute thing, but she didn't do anything like this before. So it was something like that was like taking a step for her as an
Oh,
actress. Yeah. She said it's like she agreed to do it after she got the audition and they offered it to her, but she was like kind of like hesitant about the violence. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
I didn't look at like any of her other like acting credits,
Yeah,
but I would imagine it's nothing like Perfect Blue.
She did a good job for it being her first
Oh,
voice
yeah.
acting thing. I mean,
I was never like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound authentic. Especially like those scenes where I would feel that's the hardest for a voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're like upset.
Yeah, but she sounded upset.
She
did a good job. I that's probably the director. That's the director pulling it out.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So, how do they make anime?
So I like how they did it. I don't know a lot about how they do it now because it's very
Uh-huh.
digital. I'm sure it's very like you load up a program and you have different sets of people drawing different stuff, and you need to make sure that you draw, or like it's not even like drawing. I don't know how they do it with a stylus or if they do it with like the mouse, but you make sure that everybody can draw a similar sort of style.
Okay.
Or draw so it's like consistent, right? But back in like 90s 80s when they're using cell animation, so they draw the backgrounds and they kind of draw the characters like separate from the background, like not onto the background. They draw, so they have the background and they put the character animations like it's like a laminated sheet with just the character on it, and they put it on there on the background, take a picture, they take it off, then they put it on the next frame. So they have the same background
every frame,
for
though.
every frame. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So like
Sounds
24 frames a second.
Fucking
Yeah.
awful.
There's a cool video, a cool Akira video. It's behind the scenes, and it's so I like watching.
I need to
stuff like
check it
that.
out.
It's really cool.
Yeah, even if I haven't seen Akira.
Um.
Because that's just so much labor with that.
Yeah, it's like I can't help it.
You gotta go crazy, I think.
Yeah, it's you have to be a specific kind of person. It's very. But I respect people who do animation. Especially
yeah.
Nowadays, there's
Yeah.
a few guys who are like very independent. They do their own animation. It's like I'm always impressed. Like I admire their
Yeah.
creativity.
Even though I'm not a big anime person, I appreciate like the work they do.
Yeah. All right, so Perfect Blue, 8 out of 10. The concepts are pretty good. Movie's pretty good. Movie's pretty good.
Yeah. I'd big recommend, even if you're not into anime.
It's a good anime movie. It's good because it's not like an anime. It doesn't really follow all the tropes of an anime. It's very much like a story.
It's plot based.
Yeah,
it's a movie, but there's like it's directed well too.
Yeah, exactly. It's just well made, well thought out.
Like even if it was live action, I think the director would have done a good job
right.
with like the composition and all that. I like some of like zooms and pans he has. Like there's just a scene at the beginning. I think it's when they're doing the credits. There's just like a cool pan. There's a cool pan of the city.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. It like creates an atmosphere kind of.
Yeah,
it shows
he
you
did a
the
great
world
job.
they're in.
Yeah.
You know.
You did a great job.
So, I would check out more of his stuff too.
I feel like he has some interesting.
Paprika.
Yeah.
I think he had like about 10 movies or something.
Yeah, I wonder what his other
He was
stuff
only like
is.
40, 45 or something. So
Right now he's 45?
No, he died.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You said that. Never mind. You did say that.
Both movies were by Japanese directors who died.
Very Japanese movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're dead. Yeah.
What culture do you want to do next time?
Oh, I don't want to do my culture. that was honestly a coincidence.
Yeah, I was just like, I want to see Perfect Blue because it has the Requiem for a Dream scene. So, and I saw that like it was violent. I read
Yeah,
something
it's
that's
pretty
like
violent.
really violent.
That's
It's
one
like,
thing.
I like violent movies.
The animes that I like the way they do violence.
Is it like really graphic?
Yeah.
Blood?
Yeah. Like violence. Especially, dude, in mangas, dude, like Berserk, the manga for that, they go fucking. It's like that's like NC-17 type.
Is it
shit.
disturbing?
It's very disturbing.
Really?
It's
that's
pretty.
good.
It's very disturbing.
Even though like the images are like stills.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. It's like because like you have the context of the story and you're reading it and it's like one of the first characters you meet in Berserk. This is not really a spoiler. There's like a dude. He's like his skin has been rotting and it's like you can see his. I'm not gonna get into it. But anyways,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
It's they go fucking ham. Dude.
I like that though.
It's really
Like,
cool.
I don't
I'll
like
tell you about
PG-13
it
stuff.
after. But like
Okay.
even like Ichi the Killer, I saw this video explaining the manga of Ichi the Killer, and like I had to save that video because that dude just did a good job in the video. But he explains like the duality and the themes of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and like it's a violent movie, but it's
Okay.
like the mangas. I mean, I could talk about it all day.
The manga's really is the manga like a lot more violent?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Movie's still pretty. Like I wanted to watch. This is the first movie I've seen in a long time where I wanted to look away.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty out there.
Takashi Miike. That's the director's name. I want to see Ichi. Ichi. Is it Ichi or Ichi?
I hear everybody say
Ichi.
Ichi.
Ichi the Killer.
Yeah, Ichi the Killer.
Looking forward to that one too.
Okay, so do we want to get into movie recommendations?
Yeah. Do you have yours? I'm looking at a few.
Yeah, let me
I wrote down a list.
see
so-
what else.
I have an idea for like some might recommend too when we have like a guest on,
Oh, okay.
depending on the
yeah,
guest.
that'd be cool.
So
I would do it.
I know Josh is into this one director, this one German guy.
Oh,
and I
for
just
real?
watched Michael Haneke, and I just watched a movie with him, and I think it's very meta, and I don't know. I think you might like not like it in a way, almost.
Why?
Just because it's like super in your face meta. But
It depends. I like the idea of meta movies, but
Mhm.
it's like how meta are we talking?
I don't want to spoil it. Yeah,
Alright.
you'll know eventually.
Yeah, meta movies are. I wish there was more movies that were like genuinely meta.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's not enough like meta movies that are about like filmmaking itself. And I mean like not I mean like
yeah.
like about like story structure and stuff. Like I think it'd be so cool where it's like the characters in the movie are like able to see the audience or some shit like that.
You might like this movie then. Most meta movies are basically like, hey, there's this funny trope. Let me break the fourth wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like they'll like really play it up like we're in a movie. It's like watching the fucking live action Scooby Doo.
Right.
It's
yeah.
like it's meta, but it's shit meta.
That's funny.
All right, you want to go first, or you want me to?
You go first because I'm still kind of looking.
Okay. Here, I'll look too.
Yeah.
What are you in the mood for? Do you have a specific?
Preferably something I haven't seen before.
Okay.
Oh, I might. Do you want a depressing one?
Okay, what is it? Or just tell me.
Have you ever heard of the Plague Dogs?
No.
Okay, so have you ever seen Watership Down?
Oh, is it animated?
It's animated.
Okay.
It's about. Do you want to know what it's about, or do you just recommend it? How do they do it in the Sardonicast?
They just They might say a thing or two. They won't really talk about the plot though.
Yeah, it's animated.
I haven't seen it before, so don't.
I don't know if I want to recommend this just yet, but I might.
I know we just did an animated one.
Yeah, so maybe not an animated one.
I think I'm gonna do English language.
English language. I haven't even heard
English.
that one.
Or not foreign language, but I mean I guess English language is foreign to some people. Un shenandoah. All right. I think I wanted to see. I don't think you've seen it, and we were talking about the director a few days ago. So
What's that?
I'll go with Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh,
You haven't seen that,
no,
right?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna get to watch
Yeah.
that movie.
And I bought the fucking. Okay, this shit pisses me off. The
What?
record store I go to,
Yeah.
they kept having like a copy of Eyes Wide Shut there, but it was for like $20. And it was new and it was like a special edition, but it's like I just want the movie. But it never there was never like a used edition or anything, so I was like, fuck it. I spent like the $22 or whatever. I went in there yesterday and they had the fucking $5 version in there.
Oh, come on.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That's fucked up. Sorry, dude.
Yep. It's Kubrick's.
Let me see. Oh, I have a list of movies that I want to watch too.
Yeah, I
forgot about that
do.
list.
I'm gonna take Eyes Wide. I last saw Eyes Wide Shut in June, I believe. And I've been wanting to revisit it.
Yeah, I have El Topo's on here.
Oh, El
Yeah.
Topo. I saw that in June too, I think. Or
Do you
July.
There's Fantastic Planet.
Oh, there's a Criterion for that.
Yeah.
I've thought about buying the Criterion.
There's Lake Mungo.
I saw Lake
Is
Mungo.
it good?
I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but people said it was so like I watched this Chris Stuckman review and
And he
he's
said
like,
it was the scariest movie you ever seen?
yeah, it's not.
Did
you see that?
Yeah, that's why I have it on here.
That just might be me. There's some genuinely creepy parts, but if you want to request it, go ahead. Don't.
I'm not sure.
Let me
Maybe.
down.
I've-
Take your time. Take
I
your
have a
time.
movie called The Fountain on here.
That's Darren Aronofsky.
Is it good?
Um,
You seen it?
if you want to do it, go for it. I don't want to.
I have.
Go for whatever you want. Don't. Also, too, don't worry about like me not liking it or you not liking it.
I'm just reading them. I'm just reading them off. All right. I have the. I don't even know how to say this. The Poughkeepsie tapes.
The Poughkeepsie tapes.
Poughkeepsie tapes.
I watched that on Amazon.
Was it good? It was creepy, right? It was like really
It was a
creepy.
little creepy.
It was pretty
Yeah.
creepy. It's like,
Have you seen it?
I spoiled it for myself.
Oh,
Because I was like interested. I was like, oh, it's like.
which parts did you see?
I saw like.
Spoiler alert.
The spoiler for the
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie tapes.
Poughkeepsie.
I know, like at the end, she's like been amputated and she's like obsessed with him and shit. Right?
Yeah.
It seems interesting, but it seems like it's not much plot. Seems more
It's like fragment movie.
That's what I
type of
thought.
thing. Story to story.
let me see. I've already seen this. I would
What
recommend
movie?
this later. Have you ever heard of a movie called Waking Life?
I haven't. Let me look that
Okay,
up.
so it's an animated movie, but it's a movie that's all about. It's by the guy who did Slacker. What's his name?
Waking. I'm about to pull it up.
Oh fuck. Richard Linklater.
Oh, Ethan Hawke's in this?
Yes, dude. Fucking Alex Jones is in this
Oh.
movie.
No way.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah.
so cool. I didn't know he did this.
So
I didn't know he
it's-
did an animated movie.
It's a movie about a lucid dream.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's not really plot driven. And I won't spoil it for you.
No, I want to watch that. At some
It's a
point.
movie that's basically. I like this movie because it's literally just them talking about life
Oh, that's
and like
cool.
talking about life in a way that's like really meta and like
His
really
movies are
interesting.
like that.
Yeah, like
Have you-
I watched Slacker.
I haven't seen Slacker, but I've seen Before Sunset,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
and
I
that
haven't seen
movie's just like a romance where they walk around Paris and talk.
Oh, dead ass.
Yeah, he did School of Rock,
Did he really? Oh, well.
but he's like not one note. He did Boyhood.
Yeah.
You said you didn't really like Boyhood.
I didn't see it. No,
Oh,
no, I
okay.
didn't see it. There's other people when we were talking about it. Other people in our group said they didn't like it.
It's really like kind of minimalist, but
That's what I'd see.
if you're not into like minimalist, you probably won't like it too much.
Yeah.
But he kind of has like comedies, but then he'll do like those movies where you just kind of sit and you talk about like how weird life is,
It's-
type of thing.
This is like this movie is like Waking Life is very. I'm trying to think about how to explain it. They talk about life, but they like really, really talk about life.
Okay.
It's like they really go for it.
I might buy the DVD for it.
I would say it's worth it. I watched it when I was really stoned and I was with friends and they kept
Okay.
complaining about the movie. So I didn't really get a good experience watching it, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed the few parts I paid attention to. I really enjoyed it.
Um,
It's a lot like Slacker in this.
what's Slacker?
Slacker is basically like this movie, but it's not a lucid dream.
Oh,
There's
okay.
like no main character. It's just
Oh, really?
it's about a bunch of people who are slacking off for the day
Okay.
basically.
Okay, that's cool.
It goes from like character to character. World on a Wire. What the fuck is that?
Is anyone watching?
There's 2 people watching.
Wow.
Currently, yeah, they haven't said anything. But
Thanks for braving it out.
yeah, dude.
If anyone has a good idea for a podcast name, shoot it in.
Yeah.
Because I don't like Cinemadrome.
Yeah, Cinemadrome. It's not bad. I have Heart 8. Come and See.
Oh, Heart 8. Oh, Come and See.
Mhm.
I have the Criterion for Come and See.
Is it good?
It'll fuck
it's
you
kind
up.
of disturbing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's its gimmick.
It's
It's actually a good movie, though.
I already seen Leon the Professional. It was
I did not
okay.
like that movie.
alright.
That movie's fucking dumb.
After I watch movies, I like to think about like
Ugh.
summarizing it in like a really stupid title.
Boring
So
as
like
fuck.
Leon the Professional, I'd be like, yeah, watch Leon the Professional or Pedophile, or I Think I'm a Pedophile, the movie.
You want to see Natalie Portman when she was really hot?
No. And then look
She
up.
was so annoying in that movie too.
Yeah, she was cool at first, and then she kind of got. There's a few
Oh,
parts where she's annoying.
Golly, I did not like that movie. I'm not. Luc Besson does not seem like he mixes creatively. I don't like his stuff really. It doesn't look like it. He wrote Taken, I guess though.
Oh, Evil Taken. I haven't even seen it.
I haven't
seen it.
either, but
Sling Blade.
I haven't heard of that.
Sling Blade. They in my editing class when they made us like watch movies and edit them,
Mhm.
other people got assigned Sling Blade. It's like about this guy who's retarded or something.
Okay, can I take this off right here?
You can take it
Is there
off,
a way
yeah.
to do
Yeah,
it?
You just like just pop it out basically.
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Cool.
And then I have Clerks on here.
Okay, we need to watch Clerks at some
Yeah,
point.
Clerks is I would watch that movie anytime, pretty much.
Really?
I
It's
love
like
movie.
that?
It's
Okay.
it's such a fun movie. And it's very like, it's very
Relatable.
it's very aimed at like our
Age
like this
group.
age group.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Let me see. Cassie Taves. Hold on a wire. I have Dread on here.
Like the Judge Dredd movie?
No, it's not spelled like Judge Dredd. It's spelled like the actual word.
Oh, okay.
Let me look that up really quick. Dread. What is this? Which one is it? 3 college students set out to document what other people dread the most. However, one of the 3 turns out to secretly be a sadistic psychopath. He uses the knowledge to gruesomely torture the subjects.
Oh my.
It's 5 out of 10. Why did I write that down?
Sometimes you just like put movies down and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah,
I watched 4 movies this week.
that's good. American movie. It's a documentary. I don't really want to watch documentaries on here.
There was one I might consider requesting, but I think you'll like it,
Yeah.
especially after it's called Dark Days,
I've
and
never
it's
heard of
about basically this guy makes a documentary of people living underground in New York,
Oh, that sounds
homeless
dope.
people.
That
Yeah.
sounds sick.
I especially after shooting on Fremont Street, I saw that movie and it's like I feel like we could relate to this a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. Filming about people who are less fortunate than you is very
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Even just filming it is very like it's very engaging.
It depends what the questions they would ask him and talk about. Like, I feel when they don't ask them like genuine questions, it ruins it. Like, you got to ask them questions like, "Why are you like this?" kind of, and just they can't get offended by it. There's actually some good documentaries. There was another one I was thinking of.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I haven't really spent a lot of time watching.
I think if we are
documentaries.
gonna request one, like let's just we'll know what it is, kind of.
What is this?
type of-
In the Mouth of Madness. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, Sam Neill. I think John Carpenter directed it. I don't know though.
Have you heard of Possessor?
Oh, I want to see that. Brandon Cronenberg.
I'll recommend that one because it's Cronenberg.
Oh, it's his son.
Oh yeah, Brandon Cronenberg.
I've wanted
huh?
to see that movie.
arresting sci-fi thriller about elite corporate assassin.
It's supposed to be super fucking violent too.
Okay, yeah, let's watch that. Let's watch that.
Okay, so Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut, yeah.
Director Stanley Kubrick, 1999. Possessor, Brandon Cronenberg. I think it's 2020, if not.
It is 2020. It is 2020.
Okay. Sweet. That was pretty cool. I didn't realize. I was afraid we were only.
This is bad country.